Hey, what's up guys? Today's video, we're gonna be working on the S2000. So we've obviously made it look pretty decent from the outside. If you guys have been following along with the channel, this thing was formerly Supercar Suspect's car, the car that fell off the lift, and we completely redid it. We did have it fluorescent yellow, plasti dipped for a while, and then now we have it wrapped this really nice color. So the outside looks great, as you guys could probably agree with me, but we never tended to the inside and the interior. So these seats are completely shot, and part of the reason is this car, you know, when the issue happened, when it ended up falling off the lift and then it went to auction, they were in the midst of doing a clutch job. And why I tell you this is they had the center console off, and if you look at the center console, that button right there is the button to retract the roof. So when it went in for the clutch job, the roof was actually down, like the top was down, folded up. So when they, you know, the towing yard or whatever dragged it out of the shop or repair shop that did the damage, they never took the center console with them. So they had no way of putting the top back up when it went to auction. So that means this car sat outside in the elements for months, going to auction and getting picked up and all that stuff, with the top retracted. And what that did was completely ruined most of the interior. So the leather on the seats were all dried out and ended up cracking. It wasn't even that cracked when I first got it, but the Honda beep's gonna go off for a second, but I'll show you guys. This was damaged from, you know, some impact there, and the leather was pulling up and off of here. So all this leather shrunk. And I ripped out both interior carpets because those were pretty much shot and they're all waterlogged and stuff. So rather than trying to clean them, they kind of were all musty, so I just got rid of them. And then same deal on this side, so you can see this isn't ripped, this is just the leather shrunk, like it just shrunk in the sun. So it retracted and pulled down, and you can see there too. So what I'm showing you for today is I'm starting to put some interior back in this, and I picked up these two nice door panels. They're in perfect shape. Only difference is they are missing the tweeter that goes here. So I'm going to take a look and see how hard that is, because the tweeters and the, you know, the better sound system, I guess, was an option on the later years. So you can see I have that tweeter there, and then there's also one right here. So what I'm going to do for now, and then I also found a passenger carpet. So this is the carpet that goes on the passenger side. I still need to find a driver's side, and then we'll be finding some seats at some point, but this is just the starting process of me making the inside nicer. So first things first, I am going to take off these two door panels, put them over here, and start swapping over some hardware, and we'll throw these on. It's pretty simple. So if you guys are wondering, the way these door handles come off, or door panels I should say, is there's two screws here, one there and one there, Phillips screws. And other than that, there's a Phillips screw in here, and you take that Phillips screw out, and then you move the door handle, and then this whole thing is just speed clip, so you pop it out. So there's a speed clip here, and then all around the bottom of the door, and she pops off. Once the panel is off, you're going to disconnect your two, well, I guess, plugs for your switches, your window switches, and all that stuff. And I guess the mirror control, whatever. But I also have the stereo stuff, so it's got aftermarket stereo and speakers in it. So I'm gonna try and decide what to do. So again, here's where the tweeter goes, but I gotta take all this wiring out. So I'm gonna take out this crossover and the wiring, and take this off, because I can't even really take the panel off the way this is. So let me get that stuff off. Oh, I'm having a hard time. I mean, it's not like an expensive car, but trying to decide whether I should cut this and put this little tweeter thing in. I mean, this car, just so you guys know, only has two speakers in the whole car, so it kind of needs as much help as it can get as far as stereo goes. So this is, I just put some blue tape on the back, just kind of masked and traced the little cutout that requires for this thing, and it just kind of gets held in with two screws. So that is our trace, and then I would have to cut it. So I might just Dremel it, and it's just kind of the way it is just like that. So you can see where it's going to cover up, but yeah, it's just cut clean across there. So I guess I'll try to see if I can Dremel this and go for it, but I'm gonna have to be super careful with it because I don't want to mess this up after finding myself some clean panels. Let's go. Okay, here we go. We got the Dremel. If this looks familiar, we did the 4th gen Ram vents, the hood vents, with this same little cheesy $10 Dremel, but it works. Let's go. We're gonna just carve this out. Okay guys, so that was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm happy to say that this thing fits perfectly in here. So it might look a little wonky, but look, she fits. And then the finished product, when you flip it around, just like that. So we got our tweeter back. So let's go ahead, we'll put this back on, and we unfortunately or fortunately have to do the same to the other side. So I don't know, I think it looks good, but I'm glad we at least get to retain the tweeter. Let's put this thing back on. Okay, so here is the tweeter on the new panel. So as you can see, we got the good leather, the soft leather, it's not all dried out. I put my handle back on, so this one's all done, and that's what it looks like from the back side. Put my crossover back in there. Everything's good to go. So that's the old panel with all the torn up material. So we got one down, we got one more to go. And on this one, same thing. So I took out the little, trim piece. So I traced this, I put masking tape, and then I just ran a permanent marker along the edge. And now I have the panel over here and have to cut it out. So here's the outline. Let's go ahead, get the Dremel, and we'll cut it out. Okay, so we got another successful hole. Let's put the tweeter in. All right, mission accomplished. There's the new ones all assembled. Old ones, nasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt these back up, and then we'll see what we can do with that carpet. I don't know if we'll fully get to it, but let's get it done. Okay, so there you have it. We have both door panels in, and next I'm gonna have to try to find some seats. I do want to put a bucket race seat in the driver's side, and I really do at some point have to decide if I'm going to be keeping this car and just strictly tracking it mostly, or kind of a double duty, or if I'm going to try to fix the interior so it's in a saleable, sellable state. So I'm kind of in the mix of doing both. So kind of trying to make it, still keep it so that we can track it, but also maybe potentially sell it to the right buyer. So might free up some cash, free up a garage space, and we can maybe start another project too. So kind of 50-50 at this point, but either way, it's looking better already. All right, next up, what I want to do is just clean up this carpet and see what kind of state it's in. I got it for super cheap, you guys, so I can't expect too much. Only thing is these always wear out here. And I don't know, I can't honestly tell the difference if this is just matted or the actual carpet is worn off of here. Somebody was doing some sort of shuffle, but I mean, most of it's kind of covered by the seat. The front of the seat goes here, and this is where your feet would go. So overall, it's not gonna be too bad, but definitely better than absolutely nothing. But I just don't know if this is, it's so hard to tell whether this is caked on grit or whether it's rubbed off. So I'm gonna try to wash this just now, loosen this up, and see what kind of state this thing is in. I only paid 10 bucks for this carpet, so it's really not gonna be a big deal if it doesn't clean up. Okay, got the pressure washer set up. I got a couple jacks on top of it just to kind of weight it down. Let's see how she cleans up. All right, so we kind of got lucky, you guys. Pressure washed it, and all the carpet like fluffed back up. So it was just in fact a ton of dirt. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's cleaning up pretty good. I'm gonna use some soap now and scrub it, and then we'll pressure wash it off, and then this thing's gonna have to dry overnight. Definitely not gonna be putting it in today. So same as when we did the Dakota, I've got a little brush, and I'm just using laundry detergent. It smells good, it worked good, and yeah, I'm gonna use it, and we'll get it done. All right, so she's all scrubbed up, soaped up, pressure wash it off, and then we'll let her dry. Okay guys, so she cleaned up really good. So I'm gonna end up, I'm gonna just kind of hang it near the door overnight, and it's gonna take a little bit for it to dry up for sure, but we'll leave it hang overnight, and we'll see how she looks in the morning. Okay, so it is in fact the next day, and no longer or less, and it is dry, you guys. It's a tiny bit damp here, but overall, she's all dry, and this thing looks pretty good, you guys. So it's not brand new carpet, but I'll take it, you guys. She looks decent. So what I'm gonna do is just 4 bolts that hold the seat in, pop it out. We might as well get going with this. That way it's just starting to look decent more and more. And I could put this trim back in. I don't know why, but this has been bothering me. The fact that I have this trim, but every time I put it in, it pops off because it doesn't have the carpet kind of keeping it snug there. So let me put that carpet in, 4 bolts, seat comes out. Ooh, like a glove, like a glove. She's looking like a car again, boys. She's looking like a car. All right, so there we go. We have carpet, folks. So it's not brand new around this little, I guess that's some sort of cross brace on this car. A lot of people tend to put their feet on there, but it's not brand new there. I could probably even clean it even more if I wanted to, but at least it's much better than before. And we need another carpet on this side, and it's mostly just so that it looks one color. I was debating painting it, but I don't know, like I was mentioning earlier in this video, it really depends what we plan on doing. So this seat needs to be either reupholstered or replaced. Probably can be easier and faster to try to find a couple used seats, and that one's absolutely demolished, as you can see. So but yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more, you know, nice. I think it looks a lot better when you just see the black interior, and you know, you see the outside, it looks a lot nicer. So I'll keep chipping away at it, and that's gonna pretty much do it. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know your feedback down below. Should we get rid of this thing or no? I'd love to hear your comments and feedback on that, so make sure you drop me a line down below. If you're stopping into the channel for the first time, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you're notified of the latest and newest videos as we post them, which is pretty often. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.